Hari Haribo, Haribo, Gaur Haribo. Om Adhyana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yale Swayam Rupakaramaya Dadhati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttaparakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyadeshatarine Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shri Vasani Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Deving Saraswating Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayeshvavadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Srila Prabhupada ki jai Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai Gaur Premanande. There's a very nice prayer. Oh, there's some echo here, I think. There's a nice prayer to the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Feels like we're getting echo. Yeah, that's better. Okay. A nice prayer to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by Srila Sanatana Goswami. Would you like to chant this verse? No? Yes. Okay, please repeat. Paramananda Pataya. Paramananda Pataya. Prema Varsyaksharayate. Let's try that again. Prema Varsyaksharayate. Good. Sarvada Sarvasevyaya. Sarvada Sarvasevyaya. Shri Krishnaya Namostu Me. Shri Krishnaya Namostu Me. Very good. Now you all have it memorized. Do you want to know what it means? Yes. No? Yes. Oh. Paramananda Pataya, O you, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, whose recitation or reading or studying brings supreme bliss, Prema Varshi Aksharayate, unto you whose every syllable, akshara, is a shower of prema, unto you who are always sarvada, for everyone servable. You can be served by everyone at all times. And Sri Krishnaya Namostu Me, I offer obeisance to you who are Krishna, Sri Krishna himself. Isn't that nice? That's Sanatana Goswami, one of 5 prayers to the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, toward the end of his Sri Krishna Lila Stava. Okay, so this morning, Guten Morgen, good morning everyone. Is it not good? Good morning. Good morning. Jai, okay. We're reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9, Dhruva Maharaj returns home. And we're reading, if I'm not mistaken, verse 37. Akarnyatmajam, is that it? Okay, here we go. Akarnyatmajam ayantam. Akarnyatmajam ayantam. Samparitya yatagatam. Samparitya yatagatam. Raja na shradadhe bhadram. Raja na shradadhe bhadram. Abhadrasya kuto mama. Abhadrasya kuto mama. Others? Okay, what's all that mean? We might recognize some of the words. We know the word karna, right? What is karna? Ear, right? So, karnya, having heard. All right? Then, atmajam, any ideas what that means without you looking at your phones? Huh? Kind of like that. Yeah, born of oneself, which means one's offspring, right? So it means here, his son. Ayantam, coming back. Right? What's the topic of this chapter? Dhruva Maharaj returns home. Yeah. So this is going to be about that. Samparetya, after dying. Okay. Yata, as if. Agatam. Any ideas? Gata means gone. Agata, coming back. Yeah. So it's again coming back. Ayantam and agatam, coming back. Raja. Yes, King Uttanapada. I was thinking about the name Uttanapada. I believe it could be translated as one whose feet are upraised. So I don't know if that means he was standing on his head all the time. But anyway, elevated feet. You could say one whose feet are elevated, so one offers obeisance to those elevated feet. Okay, speculation aside. Na. Right, did not. Shraddhadhe. So we know the word Shraddha. Yeah. But this is Shraddhadhe. Okay. Yeah, something about belief, faith. Here it's going to be negative because it's na shraddhadhe, not to have any confidence. Okay. Bhadram. Good, auspicious. Here translated good fortune. Abhadrasya. Well, something related to Bhadra, right? Yeah. Of the impious, it's translated here. Kutaha. This is, I'll give you a hint, it's a question word. It's asking a question. Yes. Yes, where from? Or in slightly old-fashioned English, whence? And the last word, mama. My, yes. Okay, now we know what it means, right? Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation: when King Uttanapada heard that his son Dhruva was coming back home, as if coming back to life after death, he could not put his faith in this message, for he was doubtful of how it could happen. He considered himself the most wretched, abhadrasya, and therefore he thought that it was not possible for him to attain such good fortune, Bhadram. Now, the way Srila Prabhupada has translated this is as a statement. The Sanskrit suggests that it's spoken by Uttanapada, or it's he's thinking and he's asking a question, but it's a rhetorical question. How is it possible that Dhruva's coming back? He's dead, right? Okay, now some explanation of this from Srila Prabhupada. Dhruva Maharaj, a 5-year-old boy, went to the forest for penance and austerity, and the king could not at all believe that a small boy of such a tender age could live in the forest. The word forest is used sometimes, the word in English, jungle, which is from Sanskrit, jangala. But a jangala is not what we usually think of as jungle. Jungle, we think of Tarzan, swinging from vines in the rainforest. That's not jangala. Jangala is more brush country. Anyway, it's wild area. He, that is Uttanapada, was certain that Dhruva was dead. He therefore could not fix his faith in the message that Dhruva Maharaj was coming back home again. For him, this message said that a dead man was coming back home, and so he couldn't believe it. After Dhruva Maharaj departed from home, King Uttanapada thought that he was the cause of Dhruva's leaving. And thus he considered himself the most wretched. Therefore, even though it was possible that his lost son was coming back from the kingdom of death, he thought that since he was most sinful, abhadrasya, it was not possible for him to be so fortunate, Bhadram, as to get back his lost son. And so ends Srila Prabhupada's purport. This is, you could say, the beginning of the rest of the chapter. It's the beginning of, you could say, a happy ending to the whole story of Dhruva. There's going to be a grand reception of Dhruva Maharaj as the king hears. After this, he hears from Narada a confirmation, apparently, that Dhruva is coming back. So he couldn't believe the messenger, but he can believe Narada. Narada says he's coming back. Okay, so he's coming back, so we have to receive him nicely. That'll be described in the rest of the chapter. One of the themes of this verse, I would suggest, is estrangement. You know this word, estrangement? Yes, no, maybe, not really. Okay. Ich weiß nicht auf Deutsch, estrangement. Huh? Entfremdung, yes, Entfremdung. Something which is something that I would think more or less all of us experience once in our life, if not more, with respect to someone else, to someone who has been dear to us. It may be a dear friend, it may be a relative, it can be a son, a father, a mother, a brother, a sister. Estrangement, it means there's a cutting off of relationship. Where there was a very close relationship, now there is, for any number of reasons, the relationship gets cut off. It can be very painful. It can induce in us a feeling which is similar to the feeling we have when someone who is dear to us dies. And what is that feeling? It's a feeling of grief, right? So I think this helps us to appreciate the feeling that this king is having. And if we think back to the beginning of the story, what is happening? There's the king, he's sitting, I guess he's sitting on his throne, and his other son, what's his other son's name? Uttama. Uttama is sitting on his lap, like Prahlad is sitting on Nrsingadev's lap. And along comes little Dhruva, and he sees his stepbrother sitting on his father's lap, and he naturally also wants to sit on his father's lap. So the motivation, we could say, what is it that that Dhruva wants at this point? It's not that he wants a kingdom or whatever. What does he want? He wants affection. He wants intimacy with his father. And that's experienced sitting on the father's lap for small children. It's described sometimes Nityananda Prabhu as a grown man would sit on the lap of Srivas Thakur's wife. What was her name? Malini, yeah. They had a very special relationship. Like mother and son. And we know what happens then. Uttama's mother, whose name is Suruchi, says, you can't sit there. You can sit there on your father's lap only if and when you become my son. So something like next life. So he's, pained to the heart when he hears this. And then we understand because of his Kshatriya nature, he feels pain, but then he feels very sharp resentment. And but it doesn't seem that he directs it so much to his stepmother, but to the whole situation. He's going to rise above the entire situation. How, as a 5-year-old, he understands it means to have a kingdom which is greater than that of his father. And why just greater than that of his father? Why not also greater than that of his grandfather, who is? Yes, Swayambhuva Manu. So he has big ambitions. Incidentally, that means also he has ambition and he has hope. Hope. Interesting. What is hope? Anyone want to give a definition of hope? Gulp. What is hope? We all kind of understand what is hope, yes, but what is hope? Hope dies last. Ah, that's nice. Okay, yes. Looking for something to really happen. Yes, Mataji. Anticipation that something good will come. Okay. Anything else? Huh? Good expectation. Okay. Confidence that something will happen. I would call that confidence, not hope. Yes. Ah, okay, that's also interesting. We're getting there. Any ideas from the ladies? What is we all have? Can we say we all have hope? Something we all have, right? And we might want to say we have hope for something which is not yet attained. Okay? So there's an interesting definition from Thomas Aquinas, St. Thomas Aquinas. Let's see if I get this right. Hope is one directs one's hope to the attainment of something which is difficult but not impossible. And this is distinguished from something which you are confident that you can attain. Because if you're confident that you can attain something, you don't need hope. You're going to get it without hope. But it's the aiming towards something, attaining something which is difficult but not impossible. Sounds kind of like what we're aiming for in Krishna consciousness, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So, Dhruva Maharaj has hope for something which is difficult but not impossible. That's his hope. And so the whole story, he goes to the forest and he wants to search for God because he's been told by his mother, whose name is Suniti. They say, she said, that people find God in the forest. Okay, go to the forest. And so on. Narada appears and gives him the direction eventually to attain that perfection of receiving the darshan of Dhruva Maharaj. So, it's a success story. One of the many success stories of the Bhagavatam, and now he's coming back. But I want to look a bit more at this idea of estrangement. Because again, I think it's something that we all experience. And it's not a pleasant feeling. I read a statistic in America, 29% of people have said yes, they are in a situation of estrangement from a parent or a child or a sibling or a grandparent. 29%, that's almost 30%. So everyone experiences estrangement, separation. And we might want to say that this is a kind of fundamental problem of our existence, is actually, we say 29%, actually it's 100%. We're all estranged from the Lord. We're all estranged, and that is not a nice situation. We are cut off from that relationship with the Lord. And that is what we, in our practice of culture of Krishna consciousness, are looking to overcome. We are looking, and therefore this story of Dhruva returning home is relevant for us. If we think of Uttanapada as, in this case, the Lord, you may know the story of the prodigal son, of the parable in the New Testament. So this idea of estrangement is there in many cultures, and it's really about separation from the Lord. The overcoming of that, the turning toward the Lord, is what we are aspiring for. And because we're here at Singhachalam, and we're here with Lord Nrsingadev, and we're here with Prahlad Maharaj, I think it's nice to remember Prahlad Maharaj's mood in this regard when he says, see if I can remember, Naivodvijay paraduratya vaitaranyas Tvadvirya Gayana Mahamrita Magna Chitta. He says, I have no problem for myself. Soche, but I'm lamenting. Soche tato vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya varam udvahato vimudhan. I'm concerned, I'm lamenting, Socha, I'm remorseful, I'm sad for all of the not just mudhas, but vimudhas, the really foolish, and that's everyone in the material world, myself included. I'm concerned about them. And so he's expressing compassion together with his exclamation that for himself, he says, I have no problem. I have no problem for myself. Na eva udvijay duratyaya vaitaranyas, as far as considering what is so difficult, crossing over this material world. Tvadvirya gayana mahamrina magna chitta. My chitta is magna. It is sunk. Where is it sunk? In the glorious pastimes of the Lord, the heroic pastimes of the Lord. There's a lot of heroism described in the Bhagavatam. We are all being urged to become devotional heroes, to act heroically. To our ethics is an ethics of honor and heroism in many respects, you can say. So that is, what I want to say is that Prahlad Maharaj is a kind of model for all of us in our context of desiring to be connected with the Lord, connecting that with our desire to give Krishna, to give the Lord to others. We're all here together. You're having your national council meetings, and you're chalking out, as Prabhupada would say, chalking out plans, yes, for spreading Krishna consciousness. And this is done, why? Because we have hope. There is this expression in English, hope against hope. The whole, the whole world, and especially Deutschland, we look at how people are absorbed in their various activities and in their various mentalities, and we think, how is it possible for them to take to Krishna consciousness? But we have hope, and we have with that a sense that it's difficult, but it's not impossible, that everyone can become Krishna conscious. Even ourselves, starting with ourselves and sharing with others. So what I would like to do for the next few minutes to kind of churn this idea is, with your help, this may become a bit of a discussion, that we explore the idea of what is in English called affirmations. An affirmation is a statement, a positive statement, in the present tense. That's a grammatical expression. So something happening already. So positive statement in the present tense, usually about something which you could say in reality is not the case, but which we would like to be the case. An example from Srila Prabhupada. You probably know this story. Srila Prabhupada is in New York, 1966, I believe. he meets one man, I think it's in a park, and they get to talking, and the man is, he's a simple, like a bus driver or a tram driver, something like that. And they're chatting, and, oh, you are from India. Yes, I am from India. Oh, you have come here. Yes, I am here. But you're all alone. Yes, I'm all alone, but no, I'm not alone. And, you know, this man is trying to understand what is Srila Prabhupada all about, because the mission has not yet really manifest, but he's on a mission. And so he says to this man, I have many temples, I have many books, I have many followers, and like that that will manifest. And he says, we are only separated from this by time. So he's expressing confidence, you could say, and then you may say, well, that's not hope, that's confidence. Well, okay, whatever. In our case, we may feel more a sense of hope than confidence, maybe some confidence as well, or maybe they go together. But what I want to suggest, I want to ask you if you would like to share affirmations for yourself, of course, but I'm thinking more in a collective sense. And what I want to suggest is there's no limits. You can fantasize as much as you want. One of my fantasies is that every city in Deutschland would have a preaching center on every street corner. Okay, so that's Prabhupada's example, and now I've given an example. Now it's your turn. I'd like to hear from you. Can we get the microphone? Anyone want to volunteer a first fantasy? Yes. Wait. Microphone is coming. Ooh. Should I turn this off?
No, just the headset microphone. Somebody else will put the
Okay.
Srila Prabhupada, one time he wrote a letter that we have to have in Hamburg a temple bigger than Los Angeles.
Oh.
This is my fantasy. That would be so nice if we will have like Prabhupada's desire at one time a big temple, because until now we don't have this.
Thank you. Now, the way to turn that into an affirmation, how would you do that? From the little definition I gave. Okay, I'll do it for you. We have a temple in Hamburg which is bigger than the temple in Los Angeles. Okay? Anyone else? Yes, Gopi Gita. Whoops. Gopi Gita, you go ahead.
Every inhabitant in Germany has a copy of the Bhagavad Gita.
Jai. Haribo.
In every household there will be cooked an offering for the Lord.
In every household there will be cooking of offerings and offering to the Lord. You put it in the future tense. I'll help you. In every household, all the food that is offered, all the food that is prepared is offered to the Lord. What kind of food are they offering? What are they not offering?
They are aware of it because they already had the book of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam.
Okay. Yeah, very good. All right. Ladies, any? Yes. All the people are vegetarian. Okay. Good.
In every restaurant, they distribute prasadam.
In every restaurant?
Every cafe, every yes.
There,
Everywhere.
in every restaurant, there is distribution of prasadam.
Yes.
So all the restaurants are called Govindas. And the beer that they have during the beer festival, the Oktoberfest, is all alcohol free, right? Yes, and it's all offered. Yes, Prabhu. Microphone.
Hare Krishna, I have two meditations. First, 2 days ago, I was in Vienna, in Austria, and I said to the driver of a car, when we will have opera Mahabharat, because it was near theatre, theatre of Vienna.
Oh, yeah.
First is opera Mahabharat in very famous theatres in Germany, in Switzerland and Austria. And second meditation, all casino will change to Lakshmi Narayana temples.
Ah. I like that one. That one's nice. All the casinos have become temples of Lakshmi Narayan. Yes, Mataji. Oh, you have the microphone. Go ahead.
The Chaitanya Charitamrita is translated in
Chaitanya Charitamrita is translated in German. It's just out of print. Yes. Oops.
All the sound that is broadcasted everywhere is transcendental sound of the text of the Bhagavatam, the chanting of the holy name, and the praise of the devotees.
So no more sound pollution. Here's names. Advaita Singha, yes. Thank you.
There's no fear, no anxiety, only love and ecstasy for the Lord.
Woo! Everyone is dancing on the streets, right? Yes. Shriya Kanta Kanta Paramapurusha Kalpa Taravo. Okay. Lots of ideas are coming now.
All devotees are well trained in their field of action.
Oh, now we're getting closer to possible realities, huh? Or is it possible? Difficult but possible, right? Very good. Yeah, maybe we can start coming now. Our fantasies have sort of gone to the, far shores. Maybe we want to bring it in a little more to more immediate and more easily imaginable attainments. Is that possible?
We have printed all Prabhupada books in all world languages.
All Prabhupada's books in all 6,000 languages of the world.
I guess you know better.
I read that estimate once, yeah. I don't know if they're all written languages, but 6,000. And all the dialects, the 600 dialects of India. Okay. Yes, yes.
All the devotees cooperate together and follow the GBC.
I don't know if that's possible.
It's difficult, but it's possible.
Oh.
Every guest who's visiting Simhachalam gets some devotional service for Prabhupada.
Well, can you say it a little louder?
Every guest who is visiting Simhachalam gets some service for Prahlad and Simhadev.
That's quite possible, isn't it? Difficult, but possible. Huh? Even today, possible.
Management works on the basis of love and trust.
Yes, Rajamohi.
We create a world where Krishna consciousness is not something strange, but a part of mainstream culture and also an intelligent, practical, and admired spiritual option.
We should write this one down, I think. Actually, we should write them all down and put them up on a list and meditate on them. Thank you. Very nice. Yes, back here. Whoops.
People don't get scared with the idea of religion and are open to talk about God.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, people are scared of the idea of religion. That's, we could discuss that, but okay. Good. One more? Yes, Mansuka.
We have Harinam Sankirtan in every town and every day.
That's a good one to end on. We have Sankirtan in every town, every day. Wow. That will drive the people crazy, won't it? Every town, every day. Oh no, they're here again. Well, when I first saw the devotees was, as some of you know, it was in Berkeley, California, where I was going to university, and the devotees were there. They had a temple in Berkeley, and they were doing Harinam at the sort of main gate entrance to the university campus every day, 5 days a week, every day, 5 days a week for, I think, 6 hours a day. You could not avoid seeing and hearing the Hare Krishnas if you were going to the university. It was a hard-won fight for them to get the permission to stay there. And the born-again Christians were right next to the devotees. And this Bible-thumping Christian preacher was always there, railing against the devotees. And the devotees would just go on chanting. And people were appreciating. So every day, every town and village. Anyway, why not? Pritiviteyache jata. Actually, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's affirmation. Come to think of it, isn't it? Pritivite ache jata nagaradigram sarvatra prachar hoibe more nam. In every town and village, my name will be chanted. Hoibe. Actually, it's not a proper affirmation because it's future tense, but it's close. And of course, we understand this is becoming a possibility. Difficult, but not impossible. There is hope. And I'll end on that note and say thank you all so much. And I feel inspired that so many devotees are here. You know, sometimes years ago there were real challenges that we wondered, are we going to be able to keep this Singhachalam temple? The financial conditions, everything were so difficult. And we would really seriously wonder. And then we would look at Nrsingadev, and Nrsingadev would seem to be just looking back and saying, I don't know about you, but I'm staying here. I'm not moving anywhere. So it's so nice to see all the devotees coming together and chanting very blissfully. By the grace of Srila Prabhupada, who had this vision, he saw this is happening. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.